Good morning, all. Today, I'll continue our discussions about the compressed air system optimization. In the last presentation, in the last my presentation, I haven't shown you the system operating cost. I will discuss it about this in more detail, maybe. um, as we can see in this table, you see that I have told you about the specific power consumption in the previous presentation. And then actually the goal of this project, or the goal of the compressed air system optimization, is to improve the specific power consumption. The ultimate goal is to reduce, or to reduce this number. To reduce specific power consumption, it means we improve the performance of compressed air system. So uh, whatever this compressor running uh, in the whole years, uh, this number or specific power consumption is independent variable that not depend on the operating hours of the compressed air, but rather they depend on their efficiency, on their operating efficiency. So our ultimate goal is to reduce this number, yeah, to uh, specific target that we want to reach, yeah. And then uh, we can also calculate the specific CO2 equivalent. Maybe we can calculate in ton CO2 equivalent for per cubic feet minute of compressed air. Okay. Let's take a look at to another aspect of our measurement. So last presentation, I have shown you that we already taken the data from the data logger in terms of the flow rate of air compressor, and then I have shown you that um, the, the 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 flow is varies. Yeah, the airflow is varies. It depend on the demand. It depend on the demand on the users. But the pressure is quite stagnant. The pressure is quite stagnant because we maintain, because the system is maintained the pressure at the specific target, or the specific setting, which is in this plan. They set the pressure of compressed air at the around H2 8.2 bar gauge. Yeah. Okay. But from this assessment, we conduct also the pressure measurement on the uh, on the other side, to calculate, or to find the pressure drop of the compressor system. So we measure the pressure of the compressed air at the WTP, yeah, water treatment plant. The farthest point of user from the compressed air. It is about it will take hundreds of meters from the compressed air system. So this is the uh, farthest point. And then from the measurement, we find that the pressure on the water treatment plant is around 7.95 bar gauge. Yeah. So we conclude that the pressure drop is about 0.45 bar gauge because the pressure of compressed air from the air compressor is about 8.4 bar gauge, and then at the on the water treatment plant, the farthest the farthest point, the farthest user located in this plant, we measure the pressure is about 7.95. So the pressure drop is about 0.45 bar gauge. Okay, and then we find also in another point of user, the pressure gauge is about 7.7 bar gauge. So the biggest pressure drop in the system, is about 0.7 bar gauge. 0.7 bar gauge. So in my opinion, based on my experience, this number is quite good. Yeah. Uh, in fact, this is the best practice. Yeah, the best practice that uh, I find from the experience, that the pressure drop of the compressed air in the system is around 0.7 bar gauge. But sometimes in other cases, where the distribution line is not quite good in design, the compressor, the pressure drop is can reach more than 1 bar gauge. Yeah, can reach more than 1 bar gauge. Yeah. Okay. Uh, we also measure the temperature of the cooling water. We know that this turbo compressor is cooled by water, So we call this compressor water cool air compressor. Water cool air compressor because because this compressor is cooled by water. The We find that the temperature inlet of water in compressor SAC1B is about 32.2 degree of Celsius, and then temperature out of the compressed air is about temperature out of water is about 37.8 degrees Celsius. And then we find also the pressure. The pressure of water in is about 76 pound per square inch gauge, and then pressure water out is around 70 pound per square inch gauge. And also we find the others parameter. Also we find the same parameter for the others compressor, for SAC2B, for example. And then we concluded this from this measurement, that we find that the delta T, it means the temperature out of water minus temperature inlet of water. For SAC1B, the delta T in the air in the water side is about 5.6 degrees Celsius. 5.6 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, the delta P, delta pressure on the water side of water side of the cooling system is about 6 kilogram per centimeter square. And then if we take a look at the other compressor, SAC2B, the delta T is about 11.2 degree Celsius, and the delta P is about 4 kilogram per centimeter square. So we can compare this number. Yeah, the delta T of SAC2B, the delta T of the cooling water in compressor SAC2B is bigger than the delta T on the cooling system in the SAC1B. So we can it is indicated that the cooling system in the SHE2B is better than the cooling system in the cooling system in the SHE2B is better than the performance of cooling system on the SHE1B. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We also conduct the dew point pressure temperature. Yeah. The reason behind why we measure the dew point, because dew point pressure temperature is related to the content, the level water content on the compressed air. So we need this number is the lowest as possible, yeah, as lowest as possible, because if dew point temperature is low, it means that the water content on the compressed air is low also. So we need this number is as low as possible, but it depend. Yeah, it depend on the first one is it depend on the surrounding environment or surrounding condition, or ambient condition of air, ambient condition of air. In other words, that the relative humidity and also the pressure and also the altitude of the compressed air um, uh, is this is the parameter that impact, that high impact to the dew point, or the high impact to the water content on the compressed air. And then as we can see here, we measure this dew point on the distribution line. So we insert the sensors or the transducer get into the sampling point. Yeah, the sampling point, that the hole that we make on the pipe. Yeah, earlier. So we put this sensor into this hole. So we have a lot of measurement here. There are 19 points. So we measure 19 points on the distribution line, and then we got as the dew point of compressed air is varies. Yeah. Varies. It depend on the location. It depend on the point of this of the point or on the location in the system. Yeah. But we can conclude that the dew point is lie between minus 1028.4 up until 30.9 centigrade Celsius. Yeah. With the relative humidity is around 0.85 up until 99.95%. Okay, the last one, we also measure the particle content in compressed air. As you know that I have mentioned earlier in the previous presentation that compressed air consists, in fact, actually, the air is consists of specifically compressed air is consists of water content, also the oil content, also the particulate content. But in this case, because because the type of this compressor is all of the type of the compressor installed in this plant are turbo compressor or centrifugal compressor, so we have no issue about the oil content. Yeah. We have no issue of oil content because the turbo compressor or centrifugal compressor is free oil air compressor. Yeah. It depends. It's different if you using the uh, chiller, the screw type, yeah, the screw type of the compressed air, because there are two screws type of air compressor, i.e. Free oil compressor, and then others is oil injected compressor. But for the centrifugal compressor is there are no oil injected. Yeah, there are no oil injected, so we can call this compressed air is free oil compressed air. So we just measure the particulate content atau particulate number in the compressed air system. Especially we conduct this also, we conduct this measurement on the distribution line. We put the we measure on the outlet, yeah, on outlet, or on the nozzle, yeah, in the outlet output of the nozzle, so we can measure there, yeah, we can measure there. And then uh, there are two type of particle that we measure. The first one is the type of particle who have size of around 0.3 micron meter, and then the other one is 0.5 micron meter. So this the numbers is also varies. It depend on the location, and it depend on the varies depend on the time operation also. Yeah, as you can see in this table that this number varies with time. Yeah, varies with time because maybe the it depend because the water content of the air compressed air depend on the first one is depend on the ambient condition or surrounding condition where we attract the air from the surrounding, from the environment. It also depend on the quality of the filter, but the first one is more important than the second one. Okay. We measure on the compressor SHE1. Also, we measure in another compressor SHE2. Um, we measure also the particle content on the the demand side, or on in the user side. We measure on the water treatment plant. We also measure on the line of O2 analysis, yeah, oxygen analysis line. This type of this is one of the end user. This is of one of the end user, and then the number of particulate also varies. Yeah. Why we measure the particulate content in the end user? Because um, the particulate content could potentially damage the instrument air, the instrument air, or the other pneumatic component, yeah, and that's using the compressed air. So we have to measure the particulate content because it's potential damage to this equipment, yeah, to this equipment. Okay, so we have to reduce, actually we have to reduce this particulate content uh, up to the specific target, because we basically we cannot eliminate totally of the water content or particulate content. We cannot eliminate all, yeah, totally, but we can reduce to the certain level that permitted by standard, yeah, that permitted by standard. Okay, we also measure on the other side, yeah, or under end user, like in the on the O2 analysis unit, also on the fly analysis unit, fly ash unit, and then the number of we find also that the number of the particle content varies by the time, yeah, varies by the time. Okay. Okay, the other aspect that we measure We also measure the leakage on the compressed air system. We know that from the first part of my presentation, we find that the leakage could be the highest potential energy saving, could be the highest energy potential saving here, because the compressed air leakage is quite common. Yeah, it's quite common in the compressed air system, and then the impact of this leakage to the inefficiency of the energy using is quite significant. Maybe in many cases this is the most significant thing. Yeah. This is the most significant thing that we have to consider. Yeah? We have to consider because the impact to the energy consumption. Okay, so for this topic about the leakage of compressed air, I will talk about this later, yeah, on the next presentation, because we need a quite we need a long presentation, yeah. Maybe I need more than 10 slide to 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 explain about the aspect that related to the compressed air leakage, yeah, compressed air leakage. Okay.